Who, me?
Yeah, you.
All right. Welcome from the Great White North. How's it going, eh? That's Canuck speak for good day, Mike. Thank you for the honor and the privilege of speaking at this celebration of Derry's life. You'll have to forgive me for referring to Derry as Derry and not Bear, because Bear was a moniker given to him long after I met him. So he's always Derry to me. First, let me offer my condolences to Maria and her family for their loss. Maria, we've known one another since high school, and my dear, that's a very long time. To lose your life partner on the cusp of your freedom years is more than devastating. And I can't fathom the emotional trauma that you're going through. You have me mentally, but that doesn't help. As for your children, the rest of the sleuth, please accept my heartfelt sympathy for the situation as it has unfolded. We will all get there at one point. It's just terribly, I'll use a Derry word, bizarre that we're all here at this point in time because of it. Above it all, I feel blessed the opportunity to have spent time with him, so very close to his passing, and that, of course, with Maria as well. I really have to give my agnosticism a revisit on that basis. 2 weeks after 12 years of absence, my goodness. Does keep one wondering. Derry was a lifelong friend. Now, I have lots of friends, and I have a few good friends, but I have an extremely small number of lifelong friends. And into that category, Derry fell. Derry demonstrated to me how to think out of the box. So I've told Christina this story, but not the impact it had upon me. So we're at my parents' place having lunch, and my mom asked us to move a dresser. Well, in Australian terms, that would be a bureau into one of the bedrooms upstairs. So we huffed and we puffed and we pushed this monstrosity down the hallway until we got to the door. And we twisted it and we turned it and we angled it and we stared at it and we swore at it, and there was no way it was going through this door. So I said, well, okay, the door's got to come off. So downstairs I go to get some tools. Must have been gone 5 minutes tops. Came back upstairs. There's no dresser. Where's the dresser? There's no Derry. Where's Derry? I go into the bedroom, and there's the dresser up against the wall, and Derry's sitting on the bed, chatting with my mom. I said, how did you get that in through the door? He said, I just stared at it long enough until it made sense. So later on, I asked my mom about this, and she said, yeah, he did. He just stared at it. And you could see the gears grinding, and he figured out how to get it all by himself, even though it took two of us to get it up the stairs, through that door. Funny the things you remember. I'm just a dumb mechanic, right? But that was an epiphany for me that has lasted my entire life. To this day, when I'm asked to do something difficult and I'm struggling with coming up with a solution as to how to approach the problem, there's this little voice in the back of my head saying, how would Derry do it? And you'd be surprised at how twisting your vision on a situation will give you the appropriate answer. So, when I met Derry one night in the basement of a friend's home and simply offered him a beer, and it became a lifelong friendship. That's all you had to do with this man. He saw the quality of your character from the get-go. This was a guy who, when I met him, was delivering soda pop. All right? There's nothing wrong with delivering soda pop. But to driving a pop truck, to getting a PhD from Princeton on a full scholarship, to becoming a professor, to having an accomplished family, at being a world-renowned expert in his field. Good Lord. Right? So when I have new people starting with me, I constantly bring this to the forbearance, and I tell them that if you're committed to doing something, nothing is impossible. So I hope that I can continue to spread his inspiration as I go through life, because that's really what Derry always was to myself, besides being a good friend. He was inspirational. So at this point, I would ask you all to raise a glass, but with 20 other people scheduled to talk, you're all going to be hammered by number 9. So I'm gonna do you a favor, and I'm gonna do it on behalf of you. He may have graduated to something else, but when I knew him, when John and Jim knew him, this was his voice. And so, not to belabor the point, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for sharing your life with me. See you soon. We're all going to get there, although hopefully in geological terms. But you never know.